Into this evening's live, I would like to touch base with everybody, what we're going to be going over, and what our biggest areas of concern or optimism are. So as we know, the week of trading is about to end here. Fortunately for us in cryptocurrency, it doesn't close, but the futures markets are closed and we have less overall trading as a result of no exchange traded funds and things like that because the stock market is closed. But during thinly traded weekends, because it doesn't take as much volume to move things, we end up having surges or breakdowns. Right now, we're going into the weekend looking pretty bullish on the last day of the trading day. When it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to like DGB yesterday, XRP maintained its hold on the 2018 resistance as support. So that's an area of really consideration that I want everybody to pay attention to. Yes, we're below the 60.3 cents, and I understand that's below the rising channel resistance as of right now, but we still have 2 hours and 35 minutes until the close. But we are well over the 59.3 cent, which is the 2018 resistance in current time. So that is very, very, very optimistic. I'm very optimistic as well about Ethereum. We talked about it yesterday, about how everybody should be paying attention to a position there. It came all the way down to 3,098. Or 3,089. I talked about how I had bought at 3,118, and it was something that I don't normally do, buy Ethereum, but I had bought it a couple different ways, so I'll let you do the math. And it panned out very well here already, but this isn't exactly for my spot position what I was playing for. It might have been good for a leverage trade, but from a spot perspective, I'm looking for, and I know some yesterday are probably like, what the I was talking about, higher than this even, but this gives you a in-between number. 3,395 is where I look at if we can break up from here. We speculated that we are in an inverse head and shoulders, and we'll get into this more, but we definitely are going to get into XRP before Ethereum. So if you like Ethereum, at least you'll be able to see that, and that's not something that I'm actually ever been in the whole history of this show. So the fact I'm even in it right now should have spoke volumes yesterday when I told everybody. So we'll look at these inverse head and shoulders, especially on Ethereum and DGB. DGB's up to 753 now, so up 2.73% on the day. It reversed from about the 702 level yesterday, 00702. So that's good to see, but that has a pretty similar inverse head and shoulders as what we see on Ethereum. And then XRP, where we're going to have most of our focus here. We're going to look once again at how we held today and yesterday the back test on the 2018 resistance. So this is the first time ever since we went to all-time highs that we've held this downtrending resistance as support. And it's gone all the way back to January of 2018. So a lot to consider here in this evening's live. A lot to go over. And the news that we expected here, but a lot of people don't know what to make of it. The SEC meeting concluded without any kind of resolution, any kind of clarity, but I'm not sure why anybody's surprised. As I told everybody in my audience, I don't expect a settlement to happen here. I don't even think they're talking settlement here, and I think Brad Garlinghouse gave us that evidence when he said a few short days ago that he is awaiting what the judge says, and then they'll go from there, based on what the judge says. And he expected that to conclude shortly. So that's what I'm waiting for. But until Judge Annalisa Perez gives us a final resolution and gives some kind of, if there's going to be a fine or however this goes, we're stuck in limbo right now. But that doesn't mean that XRP can't rally. See, as long as we hold this breakout of the 2018 resistance, this could be the very start of something much larger. Maybe the much larger is only 70 cents. But it opens up the door to a bigger push here. So we'll see if this can hold. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. And not just recommend it, it'll force YouTube, by you liking it, to put it in the news feed. So if somebody's scrolling through the YouTube news feed, they'll see my live, they'll see my updates, and by virtue, they'll have an opportunity to click on my content. Otherwise, they'll never even know I exist. So make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good evening. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, July 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Remember what I told everybody yesterday? I'm not going to speak in the past tense anymore after this, but if you were here yesterday, I very clearly said I seek opportunity. I seek opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity comes in places I would least suspect. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. XRP Ricky Ripple, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. Mark Caston and Jake Hagens, welcome in. Thank you both for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Nut VR, welcome in. XRP holder Diamond Hands, he says. Yes, indeed. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I greatly appreciate that. And also being a mod in here. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Let's see, who else? Daniel, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That is my face superimposed on that emoji badge. John Hall, welcome in. I appreciate seeing you here as always, John. Moza here, welcome in, along with UK Phil. Thank you both for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Predictor. 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. John Hall, Decoy, Joe Parsons, Dirty Dozens, Lee Stringfield, welcome in, all of you. RHS, welcome in. John Patek, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 year plus with the I Told You So badge. And Herbert Jean, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2+ years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. I greatly appreciate that. XR Raptor, good evening. Joe Parsons, welcome. Messi, good evening. So, on XRP here, we're looking to see exactly what's going to transpire going forward from here. Right now, we still maintain under an incredibly important level. That's the rising channel resistance right now. And that's at 60.4 cents. That's why, although we've held the 2018 resistance as support, we're still in no man's land for the fact that we're below the rising channel resistance. It should build us up here. We put in a nice bullish Gartley back down here at about 59.74. So we've got that support that is built there. But if we come back down, that's 5929. But right now we are getting supported here off of the 2018 resistance for the first time. This is the first time. If this can play out strong here, we can come up, and we know the levels here. First little level here, we just need to come up a little bit farther. Get over that 60.4 cents, 60.5. And then we'll work from there. But then we have to get over, it'll end up being 63. But we'll get to the other levels at 63 cents in a second. Right now, the most important thing for XRP is to make sure that we maintain this stronghold. If we can maintain a stronghold here and hold this 59.3 cents and finally overtake this downtrending resistance after over 6.5 years, this is the early sign here that we're about to go big. We haven't confirmed this signal, but we have a massive W reversal here. We're towards the end of this massive consolidation that has to end December of this year by breaking out or breaking down. So it's one way or the other. And then everybody who's a fan of XRP, this should be your most exciting time that you've had in a number of years. The fact that we have a chance, and look how I'll put this beautiful reversal on the uptrend. Beautiful reversal on the downtrend. And now if it bounces out of here, look out. Because we have a couple areas that we would have to pass. First, if we break this, obviously this is, well, not obviously, but if you're new. So breaking out of the 6.5 year downtrend, right now we're signaling a move that could exceed $1.18. But there's still a lot of things that have to happen before we can just say, oh, that's the bottom line. We're coming up to, and it's not going to be $1.97 right off the bat. The easiest way for me to measure this out is right here. For me to measure this out accurately, it's between resistance 2 and support 2. Because this is where we get the true hit. So if this pattern is to break out and it is to play true, I'm not going back to the beginning and giving you some massive number that probably could never even hold up on the next move up if we had a clear and concise breakout that actually played true. But this is, if you're from a technical perspective and you look at the technical standards, if you look at an attempted breakout, and let's just say it does start here, I mean, you can see, I've measured it out before, and this will just give us a smaller number, not much, but $2.41. $2, and that doesn't mean it's going to go straight up, but $2.41 is the technical target if we break out in this area, and this is where we finally put an end to this downtrending resistance and we start pushing back up. That's a massive target from where we're at. Now there are going to be some resistance in the way if we do break out, and we know a big resistance. We've got 86.2 cents. We've got the $1.15, which is the technical move off the handle breakout. And then we've got $1.37, which is the final breakout from the depth of the cup and handle. That would bring you up to $1.37. So these are all resistance that can stand in our way before we ever get up to that $2 plus range. And that's as honest as I can be. But before we can ever get too excited, we've got to break through these short-term barriers. Does that make sense to everybody? Out of curiosity, does that make sense? For anybody who's new, maybe. I just want to know if that makes sense. And if it does, I can continue to move on. Where do you see XRP go by August? So far, you've been on point. I'm new here about a month now and love your videos. It's tough. I don't like to put a timeline on where I think things are going by a certain time, because then it just makes you look cheap. You know, and what I mean by that is if I tell you, oh, in August it's going to be 75 cents, and then in November it hits 75 cents, everybody's like, oh, you didn't know it in August. No, but it still hit the same move. No, what I expect is right now we have to look at, and I just went through, and I think it's fresh in everybody's mind, the 2018 resistance that right now, coming all the way down, it took us until that downtrend continued until 2024 here in July. Right now we're over it. Assuming that holds, and that now becomes the new floor at 59.3. That's what we're assuming in this interpretation. If 59.3 cents is lost at any time, you can have wicks below as you've seen, but if you lose it and it's confirmed, this is invalidated. But assuming that we hold this, and what does this say? John says sure, Mike says yes, Mark yes, Steven says makes sense. Good. That's what I like to hear. So now assuming 59.3 cents is taken care of, our next milestone to take care of, and you've got to do this by, here, I'll put this into a lower time frame. Sorry, that sun is so bright right now, it's insane. So in the 2 hourly, it's much easier to see. We need to get over 6049. And look at this. This looks like, and some would say, Tom, you know, you talk about the bullish Gartley, but the left side came down, and now this side came up. Well, my friends, don't be so quick to judge. Because technically you had the big pull down and the wick up. So now if you come back, and then it swings back around, now you can start to see a slightly different interpretation, because that's a definite W Gartley if you take away the wick candle, which is what I tend to do. And there's a reason for that. Now, if it plays down and this plays around and comes down, it's probably just going to create an M-topping reversal, and it's not going to matter anyhow. But the reason why I do it like this and how I just said it, because to me, right when it creates this pull-up effect, tell me that's not a bull flag that it tried to create on the pull up instead of having a bear flag. And now if it breaks out, it's going to act as if this is a big W reversal anyhow. And now I'm looking at it that this side did have to come back down farther. So in fact, the bulls did show some strength, because it came down, bulls showed strength, came back down and around, came through, bull said nope. And now we're going to know either this is a farce or this is something bigger. If it's a farce, we're going to get rejected at 605. We're going to call it a day. And before you know it, it's going to be back at 597 or 593, I mean. and ultimately will come down here. And the reason for that would be is this is the expandable zone. The expansion zone is what you can continuously come down to, so 58 cents, and technically not give way on this pattern. And it comes back from earlier in the history of the pattern. It comes back to July 13th, when it first started this uptrend. As long as it held the uptrend, it was able to continue to bounce off of it. Now it's created this constricting pattern. Now it's an ascending formation, so don't really want to get caught up in here forever. But some would argue that in the little bit longer scale, we've started to form a symmetrical triangle. So I'm not here to tell you what to believe, but this is what I'm seeing in front of me. So now I know we're range bound between 58 cents and, until further notice, 63. Between 58 and 63, and I can tell you that for a fact, and we should all understand this, and I'm going to continue to beat a dead horse every time I do these lives and updates. Right now, that resistance, and we did not break up from here, so now we have to move it along. Is it ever going to break up? Who knows? Who knows? But right now, we're up at the resistance. We created the cup, right? So that was our speculation before it ever came up. We speculated when it was down here we were going to create a cup, and it did. So now let me fill this in properly now that it actually created the cup. We don't have to speculate anymore. Now, though, it's creating a handle. So boom, boom. Like, this could be the handle. You could have had a short-term cup, and it's all it's doing is it's re-showing the broader pattern. You'll notice in technical analysis, you'll start to see short-term patterns repeat what's happening in the bigger time frames. So that's what's starting to repeat itself. So we're starting to get a lot of cups in these formations. Now, that if this forms here, that's a nice handle, but we'll know, see that where I circled? If you get rejected there, that's a bad sign. And then you're gonna have to come to further support, and we've already discussed where those support levels are. But there's a lot of micromanaging of these charts too. Yes, we can show the macro view of where there's plain resistance, plain support, which in this case, plain resistance, 593. Plain support around 41 cents. Your true range right now is 41 to 59 cents, roughly. 18-cent range. That's your pattern going back to 2018 and meeting us here in 2024. That's all-time highs of the swing low, and then bring them back up, which we've never been able to even come close to retesting all-time highs. So I really felt like I needed to give a nice breakdown here when we first started, because I believe it's very, very important right now to understand what XRP is trying to do here. And right now, we're going to have to get over this 61 cent level. Like, there is no doubt about that. That's why you micromanage. But there's certain levels here. It's telling us in the charts, like, hey, you better get out of here. And right now, we're on the bottom side of this. So we better be careful here. You know, and with no resolution or clarity, how much further upward momentum can we get without a catalyst? I personally believe XRP is going to surprise us when we least expect it. And I'd like to see it do it without clarity. You hear me? I would like to see XRP rally without any signs of any kind of weird settlement or any kind of clarity yet. We've gotten certain clarity, but I would like to just see, you know, it start to rally. But without that broader support, we'll see. So we see the resistance levels that we're going to have to deal with. We see the levels that are very, very, very detrimental if we can't get past. But we see the areas below that are of opportunity as long as we hold the support structures. So we're in a good spot here. We may be in no man's land, but the fact for the first time since 2018 we got over that resistance that now has taken us much farther down than where it started. It's a downtrending resistance. The fact we're on top of this, and if we can hold, this is where you can start to go parabolic. We haven't had parabolic talk in years, since 21. And yeah, we had a short-term move in 23, but it was literally short-lived. As short as my bottle of water lived. So, that's, these are all the things I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen. These are all the things I'm seeing. And that's why when somebody asks me, so Tom, do you think it's going up or down? Well, Well, you know, I would love to tell you concurrently or with conviction that it's going up or down. But I can tell you with conviction where all the levels of opportunity are and exactly what kind of setups we're in. And then we can take it from there. I'm not trying to force it one way or the other. I'm just sitting here for the ride. Remember, it's all for the journey. By the time that the destination, the final destination is reached, it's too late. It's too late. DGB at 754 up 2.86%. I was very vocal about the fact I thought it was on an inverse head and shoulders. And I thought we had created an inverse right arm. And that's what it looks like. And now, when I was talking about the micromanaging of patterns, you'll often see the longer time frame play out in the shorter one. Now, doesn't this look like another inverse head and shoulders could possibly be formed? Now, obviously, if that's the case, we'll have a correction to about 731, so don't get too excited yet. But it does look like we're starting a reversal process here. And in time, it should bring us up here in the short term, up to about that 8.3 level, 83000 830. So 83% of a penny. So that's where we should come in the short term. But overall, we should retest the 921. So I thought it was a good area of opportunity. I bought better than 180,000 tokens. So you do the math. And I didn't buy it after the move up. I bought it when it was doing this reversal down here. And I was very vocal about it. So that's this is what I'm seeing with DGB. And I think it's the first time in a long time that we'd be like, holy crap, it might be the time to buy DGB. Or was the time. So that first head and shoulders, we'll see how this plays out. I'm very, 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 very happy about this. Praying mantis named Bob. Excellent. Excellent. How do you like that? How do you like that? Good old Bob finds his way into the praying mantis's heart. But this is just some articles that are coming out. Now, we can make of it what we want. But XRP holders on edge as SEC meeting concludes without clarity. So hopes for a quick end to the SEC Ripple battle were dashed as a key meeting failed to resolve the issue. And I was very vocal and transparent about saying that I didn't believe this was even a settlement meeting. I believe this was just a normal meeting that takes place between Ripple and the SEC and has happened hundreds of times. And I believe the only way there could be a settlement is if Ripple agrees to what the judge says. And that hasn't even come out yet. So she hasn't talked about imposing any kind of fines, you know, in the future. But it would come out to see what the judge says. And then they could go from there. But it's not going to come from Ripple and the SEC behind closed doors. I firmly believe that. The SEC meeting has failed to yield a resolution for Ripple XRP. XRP's price has dropped amid the uncertainty. Ripple and the SEC have maintained silence. The cryptocurrency world held its breath as the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) convened a private meeting that many hoped would bring an end to the protracted legal battle with Ripple Labs. Speculation ran rampant that a settlement was imminent, sending ripples of excitement through the XRP community. However, as the meeting concluded, so too did the optimism. While agenda items hinting at a potential resolution to administrative proceedings and litigation claims had fueled optimism, the absence of Ripple from the discussion cast a long shadow over the proceedings. Neither the SEC nor Ripple has made any official announcements, leaving XRP holders in a state of uncertainty. So the XRP price dives amid SEC lawsuit uncertainty. The digital assets price reflected the community's roller coaster of emotions. News or the lack thereof concerning the meeting caused XRP to plummet by 5.2%. touching a low of 58.46 cents before partially recovering to around 60.08. Right now we're at about 60.4. The cryptocurrency's value remains tightly linked to the outcome of the lawsuit, and the lack of clarity has created a volatile market. Both the SEC and Ripple have maintained a steadfast silence, leaving XRP holders in a state of limbo. The information vacuum has fueled rampant speculation and created a climate of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's what we like. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I like fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I like FUD when it causes fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I don't like FUD when it causes a lot of positivity, because then you'll get people buying in at rampant paces. I like it when it causes people to step away, because then I know something bigger is going on. This is good FUD. Social media platforms have become echo chambers for rumors and conflicting interpretations of potential developments. Dailycoin reached out to both parties for comment, with only Ripple responding. A spokesperson stated, "There's no news to share at this moment. Please do follow Ripple channels, including Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and CLO Stu Alderodi, for updates regarding the lawsuit." The SEC meeting disappoints XRP community. As the wait for a resolution continues, the XRP community finds itself in a state of suspended animation. The cryptocurrency's price is likely to remain volatile until there is a definitive outcome to the lawsuit. The eyes of the crypto world remain fixed on the SEC and Ripple, with the hope that clarity will emerge soon and bring an end to the market turmoil. While the SEC meeting has failed to provide the long-awaited resolution, it has underscored the urgent need for regulatory clarity in the cryptocurrency space. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. The XRP case has highlighted the challenges faced by the industry as it seeks to navigate a complex and evolving regulatory landscape. On the flip side, while the SEC's regulatory role is crucial, its prolonged legal battle with Ripple has contributed significantly to the cryptocurrency market's instability. The rapid price fluctuations of XRP demonstrate the impact of investor sentiment and herd mentality on cryptocurrencies markets. Why this matters: the ongoing Ripple SEC lawsuit serves as a pivotal case shaping the regulatory landscape for cryptocurrency. Its outcome will significantly influence investor confidence, market stability, and the overall trajectory of the crypto industry. So that's basically what we're going to get with an update. Like, that's it. So I know there was a lot more expected, but there's nothing. You know, there's not much more than that we can add. So it's just the holders are on edge. That's the simplest as I can put it. Is holders are on edge right now. So, and you know, a lot of people talk settlement, but now the so-called experts are stopped talking about it because they know it's not, you can't keep talking about that now if it's not looking like it. But Ethereum right now, I'm not saying it's looking hot, but I mean, it's looking kind of hot. You know, Bitcoin's back over 68K. We'll see, because I firmly believe Bitcoin was coming up near 73, because I think it's going to take that liquidity and take the short traders' liquidity and leverage, as 6.8 billion would be liquidated if it hits 73. There was also, what was it? 2.9 billion in options that expired today. So, a lot of people were saying 63,000. I disagreed with that. And I even said yesterday I expected the market to rally, and I talked how I bought Ethereum, and I never buy Ethereum. So, and I just seen the inverse head and shoulders with the ETF stuff. We seen the dive with the Bitcoin initially leading into it in the day of, and it was no different with Ethereum. We had about a 30% in totality dive, including about 12 to 13% right after the ETF went online. So we'll see what happens here, but I'm intrigued to see how this close goes today. Kind of feels like to me Ethereum's been stable at the 3,260 level for a little bit. And I have a technical move up right now to 3,395. Now, I'm not going to tell you to buy it because I'm not a financial advisor. And if you were going to buy it and you buy it today, but you didn't buy it yesterday when I said, like, I don't know. You know? So I'm not sure why anybody would listen to me today and not yesterday. See, that's where things are tricky. At least for me. You know, it's tricky. So, what's your guys' interpretation? Do you think Ethereum's going to finish this move? I'm curious. And do you think that I was on the money when I thought it was an inverse head and shoulders? And how we talked about it yesterday. I mean, do you think that's the correct analysis here? I'd love to hear what the audience says. You know, I'd love to hear what the audience says. I mean, I do. I want to hear what everybody thinks. Because to make an educated and informed decision, I need to know more than just what I know. And right now we have 70 people here. Should be a lot more people. But because, you know, I think, I don't know, you know, sometimes it's mind-boggling. I think a lot of people miss out when the money's there. I do. And a lot of people show up after the money's been made. But what do I know? What do I know, guys? Guys and gals, I tell you everything I think. You know, and I tell you every decision I make in the hopes that maybe you can make an educated and informed decision. And even if it doesn't work out, maybe you can gain a little bit of wisdom within each and every move. So I just, in a way, it saddens me when I see so many people show up when the market's already moving, but when they get so mad that they missed out, and that doesn't mean just being here, but you're not, a lot of people aren't willing to watch the market at a finite level when they have to. Like, just by simply watching this and studying it, I can already tell you, if you're in and you've been riding it and you're looking to secure profits, unless it were to break down, and let me get this number out here because I'm sick of guessing myself. So let me put a price label on. I'm going to make this the most educational I can for the people that are in here. You know, I'm not worried about the ones who aren't here. I know it can have a lot to offer, but I think we're going to learn something here again today. And from yesterday to today, you could have already had a start to a beautiful weekend. I know I am. Fantastic start. And it came in a way that I didn't think possible, like with Ethereum. Not just Ethereum, I mean XRP, and all the XRP healthcare has been paying me off ransomly here the last few days, and we'll talk about that as well. So if you stick around, we're also going to be talking about that. Right now, 3,215. And the reason why that's important, if we break 3,215.69, this is probably going to invalidate the structure. So if you've had a rally up, and let's say you're on a leverage trade up to here and you want to find a way to get out of it, that could be a stop measure. But in a spot positioning, if you wrote it from 3,118 or near that area where I bought in, and you're looking to, you know, cut bait if it comes down too far because you don't want to hold it too long, if it breaks 3,215, that's a good area. That's a good area. We had a wick through there, and that's where I suspect the floor right now. Assuming we stay bullish, we have a nice V-shaped recovery here. It's playing out exactly as I wanted it to yesterday. And now we have a technical move of 3,395 unless we invalidate 3,215. So there's definitely an area. Now I will tell you this. You know, it has come up a little bit. Now it went up to about 3,283 roughly. It's come back down to 3,262. Where's the right opportunity right now if you're not in? That's the question. That's the question. That is the question. Looks like a bullish continuation candle here, so I mean, it could go off to the races at any time. And then if it invalidates it, if it breaks 3,215, you kind of abandon ship if you've got profits, and then you can see how it settles. And if you're looking to trade, go to BITUNIX and or HOTCOIN. Lowest spot and leverage trading fees. You can trade Ethereum on both, XRP on both. HOTCOIN has XRP Bitcoin pairing, which we'll get into in a minute. But I like to talk about opportunity, and you don't often see me talk about Ethereum. But right now with the ETF, already having the back test, already having the ETF released, and now seeing a very wide inverse head and shoulders that we speculated on before it even came down. And now that it came down here some 400 or 500 points and actually hit this level, you know, we had to acknowledge it. We have to acknowledge it, and we have. So that's my outlook on Ethereum. You can decide what you need to. What's up? You can't find what? Oh, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. He did good with it? Good. Oh, in the living room? Oh, good. So that's what I see with Ethereum. So if I'm guessing, I'm seeing 3,395. So that's that. But that's all I can talk about Ethereum. I don't really like Ethereum, so I'm only talking about it because of opportunity, or at least a precise opportunity that looks like it's there. And we'll see if it plays out. Like I said, DGB has the similar, exact similar setup. And if DGB plays out in the similar fashion, I mean, if it plays out from here, DGB is going to come up near the... It's got a nice little move here, so we'll see. We'll see. What else on this Friday? I mean, I basically said everything I need to say. Been here about 35 minutes roughly. Not everyone's going to be an hour, but we'll see. We'll see how much longer I want to stay on. XRP Bitcoin pairing. XRP Bitcoin pairing here. We've got the uptrending resistance. And this is an important one because if we're below it, we've already talked about this, but if we're below it on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it could signal a further breakdown in comparison. And I wouldn't be surprised because Bitcoin, Ethereum both look like they're getting ready to move up a little bit. And where XRP's at, it's had a moment of uncertainty. So there's a real chance that maybe if the Bitcoin pushes up a little bit quicker. Is it possible that we had a 3-peak here? And what I mean by that is a triple top. I don't know. But the more resistance we hit on the breakdown, the more likely that looks. Boom, boom, boom. Which will be perceived as a head and shoulders topping reversal or triple top. Now, if this gets rejected here, the likelihood is we're going to have to come down to some farther support. So it's all going to come down to whether or not we break back above that price point. So that's what we need to watch on the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We had a phenomenal rally with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We had reason to be optimistic the last couple weeks, whether it was for real or for, just phony optimism. But it still gets your blood boiling, in a certain way. Especially for the ones who aren't trading or the ones who are speculators of XRP. Any moment that looks like resolution could come could bring in money. But right now, that optimism is starting to wean as we go into the weekend because there was no resolution during the week. So now we'll see what happens. But we did have a breakout of this inverse head and shoulders. And this is what I'm expecting to see out of DGB, Ethereum, and others that are in these inverse patterns, these inverse head and shoulders. Like this is. And then one more I wanted to show you while I have your attention, because people are leaving by the dozens, and that's fine. XRP Healthcare, because I got stuff to do anyhow. XRP Healthcare is up 3% or at 4.496 cents, about 4.5 cents. This is one that bounced off an inverse head and shoulders. And to be honest with you, it looks phenomenal right now. Looks phenomenal. Looks phenomenal. This is a prototypical inverse head and shoulders, how you want to see it bounce. This is what we're looking to see happen with Ethereum and DGB. This is exactly what happened with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. So if you start looking at it, if you start matching it up with others, that's why I'm so laser focused on a couple of these. And why I'm trying to bring it to everybody's attention. Well, it's a little later now than yesterday. But XRP Bitcoin, or the XRP Healthcare looks really good right now too. It's looking really good right now. And now the cool thing is everybody had an opportunity to buy when it came back down and back tested here. Everybody had a chance to buy it and be part of the fun at 2229. See, sign of the angels. And had you have joined the fun with us, I have 55,000 tokens, well below this average, for being honest. And this is up now just since that happened. 100% basically. We're up 100% right now just from the recent retracement. Did I mention to one bag this? It took all of 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks, I mean. Nah, I take that back. For being honest, it took about a month. Because I think it started... What was the start? No, you know what? I was right. Because this started July 12th. That's July 12th that started. So that's 2 weeks from today. It's gone up 100% 2 weeks from... 2 weeks ago today, if you would have bought it, it's up 1x. And that was the floor on the back test. Which we 100% knew was coming. And I told everybody not to buy until it hit there, and look what happened. I'm so proud of that with XRP Healthcare because it's maintaining. Now the technical run-up is 7.5 cents if it plays this true. There's some in between, but I'm going to leave you with that because I think that's a good way to look at it and be very optimistic. Doesn't mean go buy because I'm not a financial advisor. And if you're buying now and you didn't buy then, you have to ask yourself why. I just bought more H-bar on Wednesday. I wish I could see everything, but it is so sunny right now. It is just so unbearably sunny. I can't even explain it. So, but yeah, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go help Julie. Have a blessed evening, everybody. And until I see you later, you know, stay kind to each other and courteous. I thank each and every one of you. Just not hitting the mark today for some reason. I don't think it got the appreciation